Hey everybody, welcome back. It's been a while. We got back from celebration, and I'll tell you, I took a lot of recuperation time. It was a lot, and we went right back to work the next day. So this is our first time back in a while, but we're here, and we're gonna be moving on. So we do have a couple of videos to post at some point with the Build Your Own Lightsaber. Do you remember what the store was called that that's gonna be at?
Was it Savi's workshop?
Yep, Savi's workshop.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of cool information on that. We have more information about the opening. We're going to be picking our fast passes coming up pretty soon and things like that. So we do have some videos in the works. Today we're going to do a quick one on our top 5 or 1 through 5 review of Pinocchio Village House. We had eaten there not this past year that we had gone, so not the 2018 trip, but the 2017 trip. So we're going to give a quick review of that. Again, if you watched our full Be Our Guest lunch review, you'll know that 1 is the lowest, 5 is the highest that you can get, and we have 5 categories. It was number 1 is theme, number 2 is perks or extras you can get there, number 3 is value for the money. Number 4 is the food, what the quality of the food was, and number 5 is would we go back. So we'll really quickly get into this. It shouldn't be too long of a video. We'll talk a little bit, make sure we're posting pictures as well. If you haven't seen our Be Our Guest full review of the lunch there, then you should probably go back and watch that also, and then make sure that you like and subscribe. So let's get right on to theme. So the theme of Pinocchio's Village House is Pinocchio. So it's really cool. They actually, before we talk about it, put our numbers up?
Yeah.
Alright, let's put our numbers up. Let's see. Alright, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, reveal. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Oh, we got the same one. Okay. That happened a lot in the Be Our Guest one, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were going to go 5.
Oh.
Did you think I was going to go 5?
No, I didn't know what you were going to go.
Oh, alright. Why did you go 4?
For me, like, more of the theming was the artwork
Right.
that was around, and woodworking.
Woodwork, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I thought that was pretty good.
Alright. I'm in the same boat. I remember there were some really cool posters and stuff for the show that Pinocchio was in, things like that. I thought that was really good. I agree, the woodwork was really nice. I thought in general, like, it really kind of captured the spirit of the movie, and that was really good. I did like that. The one that I did dock it on, when I gave it a 4 instead of a 3, is they probably could have had, like, a little hole in the wall and had a puppet show, like, from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what a missed opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
But going in, like, you don't really expect too much, I don't think, like, outside.
Mm-hmm.
But when you go inside, you're like, wow, like, it looks good.
Yeah. I like the outside of it too.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, the outside looks like, I guess, like an Italian building, right? Or what you'd kind of expect, but I don't know. I personally wasn't just expecting too much from what the outside showed me. I mean, I was gonna, and at that point, I hadn't really gotten many reviews and been like, wow, definitely go to Pinocchio Village House. So I was like, let's give it a whirl and see what it is. I think it was a day that we hadn't really planned on where we were going to eat for dinner.
Yeah, I think it was, like, depending on what area we were going to be in, we were either going to go there or someplace else.
Right, and it was like, oh, we're here, so
Yeah.
let's check it out. And we walked in, I was like, very pleasantly surprised at what it looked like inside. So it's definitely cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's move on to perks. Are there any additional perks that you get by going to Pinocchio Village House?
Okay.
All right, so go 1, 2, 3. All right, you give it a 5. I gave it a 3.
Okay.
Let's see. What are your perks?
Well, I only had one perk.
Okay.
And it was that you get to sit in that one area where you can overlook Small World.
Okay.
And that's why I gave it a 5, because I thought that was really cool.
That is really cool. And we didn't eat there, did we?
No, we sat more in the middle.
Yeah, we kind of sat in the middle. It was very crowded.
It was.
Do you remember how crowded it was?
Yeah.
It was very, very crowded. And again, for not seeing any reviews of the place, I was like, I couldn't believe how crowded it was. We did get seats. We did get to watch it. I gave it a 3, actually for the same reason. If that wasn't there, where you could sit and look out over It's a Small World, this Small World ride, which is absolutely incredible. I probably would have docked it more, like gave it lower. Other than that, there are no perks.
Yeah.
You don't get free refills of your drinks, like you would at Be Our Guest Lunch. They don't have a huge condiments section like they do at Pecos Bills or what was the one in Tomorrowland. But some of the places will have those extra perks. There's like a lot of extra stuff you can get. This is like run of the mill. I mean, the artwork and everything is awesome, so that's definitely the big plus for it. But I wouldn't necessarily call that a perk. I just really think that's part of the theming, and it looks really nice. I guess another perk that you could say is it's very centrally located in Fantasyland, and it's probably not too much in Fantasyland to do unless you're going to like the castle or Be Our Guest, and those end up getting to be a little bit more pricey. This is one of those like, hey, like let's swing by and get some food. And to be honest, like when we talk about food, I'll talk about it when we get to the food. But yeah, I for me, like that was the big perk is the seating. Other than that, if that wasn't there, it'd kind of be pretty low. There really aren't many extra perks to going to Pinocchio Village House.
And it's a pretty big window too, so even if like you kind of go over and just stand, you can see. Right.
Another perk is I love Pinocchio. Like that's one of my like favorite movies. It's awesome. So going there, I was like, again, that was more blown away by the theme. It would have been a perk to have a puppet show. Again, part of the theming. But all right, let's move on to value. It is a quick service restaurant. So if you have the meal plan, the quick service meal plan, or the table service meal plan where you get the quick service also, your meal will be covered. So let's go with value. Do you get, for the food you get, is it worth the money that you would pay? All right?
Okay.
All right, 1, 2, 3. All right. I had to shuffle my 3 around so she didn't know that I was picking 3. But, okay, so why did you go 4?
Cause I give it 4 because it's your basic quick service prices, I would say, and portions. But I mean, taste of the food that's gonna be later on. So
yeah,
that kind of also went into it. Yeah.
All right. I went 3. Did you get a side with yours?
No, I don't believe I did.
I didn't get a side with mine either.
Yeah.
And normally, your quick service is your entree, a side, and a drink. They don't have sides there really, right? And we'll get more into that with food, but I kind of looked at the portions as a little lacking, actually. So,
well,
yes,
what I got was big.
Yeah, what you got, and what I got wasn't tiny, but it wasn't like a cheeseburger with pulled pork on it or something like that with fries and a drink. So I looked at it and I was like I didn't quite get tons of food with what I had ordered. And I'm trying to think of like the menu. We'll post the menu up like in the pictures and everything. But there wasn't tons that I was like super excited about, let's say. A few things, but what I got I was like, oh yeah, okay, it's this. And that nothing more. So as far as value, I don't think it was quite as good of a value as going to like Be Our Guest Lunch. Okay? Or even maybe where I mean they're kind of a little farther, but going to a Pecos Bills or going to a where did you get your lobster roll? The
was it
Columbia Harbor House, like something like that. So like just in comparing it kind of to some of the other restaurants, like the value was a little bit lower for what you got, and that really brings us into food. So the kind of the quality taste of the food. All right, so let's hit that one, and then I think that we're gonna do a little shuffle for you, right? All right. right, so 1, 2, 3. All right, did I surprise you with mine?
No.
Okay. All right, so go ahead. Why did you pick a 2? I know, but explain to our loyal viewers, why did you pick that 2?
I got the chicken parm sandwich, and it was just basically like a chicken patty smothered in sauce. And it was way too much sauce, and it just wasn't very good. I didn't like it.
Okay. What kind of bun? Do you have a bun? It's like a run-of-the-mill.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Nothing to
if
write
there was
home about,
anything
right?
to- yeah.
Okay, I picked the 4. I know, I just complained about the value. Like, it was definitely not worth what I paid for it. But, actually, all in all, like, taste-wise, and let's say, just, like, presentation stuff is okay. I think that when they cook it and everything, it just, like, looks neat. But I'm not, like, 100% sure, I don't remember. But I got a flatbread, and I think that it was a sausage flatbread or like a meat lover's flatbread with pepperoni and sausage. I can't remember which one, but I just remember like it was good. It wasn't like tasteless or it didn't taste bad. I wouldn't say it was probably the best flatbread that I've ever had, but for like a fast food restaurant flatbread, it was pretty good. So not saying that it was probably worth the price when that's all that you're getting, but if you need to go and get something that's pretty good, and again, like we're talking about the food, I think that flatbreads are something that are pretty likable by a lot of different people. So if you have kids, that's probably a pretty good option. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, like I'm going to split some flatbread with like 2 kids or something. Mm-hmm. Like they're going to split this flatbread, then I'm going to get a flatbread or whatever. Flatbreads, I mean, it's like pretty much a pizza. Yeah. So it's pretty likable just in and of itself. And if you have kids and they're picky eaters, Pinocchio Village House is probably a pretty good bet, especially just for those flatbreads. But definitely, I enjoyed mine.
Yeah.
Did you try a bite of it?
I don't think I tried a bite, but I did wish that I got that over the chicken parm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yep, I remember, like, I could tell, I was like, she's not enjoying the chicken parm. But that's probably something that you know because it's something you've had before in other restaurants, so you have, like, a lot to compare it to.
Yeah.
And it's Disney, so you'd think that they would, you know, have mastered the chicken parm, and obviously they did not. I wouldn't say that they've mastered the flatbread, but they also didn't do it a disservice. It was pretty good. Again, I love Pinocchio, so that might have had something to do with it, and I might have been swayed. And maybe if I ate that at another restaurant, I might have been like, oh, this is mediocre or terrible. But because where we're at, and I did enjoy it, so kudos. It was good. The last one that we have here is, would we go back? And with your numbers and then my numbers, like, we'll see. Let's see. All right, are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right. Why do you give it a 3? That's like right in the middle of the road. You might go back, you might not go back.
I give it a 3 because there's probably other restaurants that I would pick over it.
Okay.
And if I did go back, I would probably get the flatbread. I would try something else.
All right. I picked...
Unless we were guaranteed that we can get a seat by the Small World. And then I would...
Yes.
Go.
That's why I went with a 4. Is because I would go in, maybe pick a good time when it's not going to be either super crowded, so somewhere between lunch and dinner, maybe like at 3 o'clock or like at 2:30 when people have already had lunch but they aren't ready for dinner yet, right? That might be one.
And also with it like being crowded, I felt like the tables were really close together.
Yeah, definitely. But I'd say if we go back and we go maybe that time, and even if we don't use one of our meal credits or like a quick service, we could split a flatbread just as like a snack, and then just go take a seat by Small World and relax. It's enclosed too, so it's cool. It wasn't super hot. We weren't sitting outside somewhere, so it might be a nice place like if we're hot, because we're going to get in the summer, so it might be a lot hotter. And let's say it's 2:30 hits and our dogs are barking, and it's hot, and we're maybe a nice place to just swing by and sit and relax a little bit and enjoy watching other families enjoy themselves on Small World, and you know, just hang out and enjoy the air and stuff like that. So that's why I picked up 4. I was assuming that when we go back, we're gonna get a seat by It's a Small World. So that's what kind of bumped me up. But all right, do you have anything else to add about the Pinocchio Village House?
Nope.
It's spelled funny too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
So if you're looking, you're like, I don't see the word house anywhere. Well, like if you've watched the video here and made it to this point, you've seen the exterior of the building and how it's spelled and everything like that. So you'll know what you're looking for. But if you have eaten there or you are planning on eating there, let us know in the comments. Please like, subscribe to our channel, and share the video with any Disney fanatics that you have in your life. I'm sure that if we didn't own this or run this channel ourselves, we would be liking and subscribing to it as well, and hope that people shared it with us because it's pretty informative. And you also want to be alerted to upcoming videos that we have coming up in hopefully not too long. So before another month goes by, we should have a few videos up. So we will see you guys later. Thanks for watching.